Joining us now from Stamford, Connecticut, the purveyor of DickMorris.com, Mr. Morris. Now, before we get to Romney's problems, you really let George Stephanopoulos at ABC News have it the other day on Hannity.
You remember that ABC debate with that paid Democratic hitman, George Stephanopoulos, went after Romney, trying
friend of yours, Dick,
trying to pin him down on contraception.
Paid Democratic hitman.
Yep, you got it.
Come on, Mars.
Well,
I mean, if I was Stephanopoulos, I'd just slap you with the biggest lawsuit in the world. The guy works for ABC News. He does Good Morning America. And you're accusing him of being on the pad for the Democratic Party. Back it up.
Yeah. Well, I began to connect the dots when right after Santorum won or did well in the Iowa caucuses, all of a sudden the big issue was, would he permit states to ban contraception? And I'm thinking, contraception? Who's talking about that as a political issue? Then I see George in the ABC debate ask Romney 4 times. The audience was hooting, they were booing, they were laughing at him, whether a state can ban birth control. And Romney said, George, nobody's talking about that. And he said, no, but I want to know if you think they can. Do you think they can? And then Obama comes in with this birth control regulation. And I think that this is all of a piece to set up contraception as the new social issue replacing abortion to separate the left and the right.
Okay.
And I was trying to figure out why Stephanopoulos was pushing like that. And I think he had been contracted by the Democrats to lay a hit on Romney by getting Romney to admit that to say that he favored banning contraception.
Here's where you fall off the cliff. Your explanation is logical, all right? Certainly George Stephanopoulos is obsessed with contraception. Obsessed. Now, we don't know why, but he is. You're right. He asked the question. He brought it up and up and up. Okay, fine. Then, by coincidence, maybe by happenstance, maybe by plan, this big Catholic church comes out. But you can't say he's on the take. He's in their pocket. You can say, gee, it's an eerie coincidence, and gee, he was a Democratic guy under Clinton, and maybe
Bill,
he's getting stuff. You can't say he's in their pocket taking money from them or whatever. Come on.
Bill, you neglect to realize that I worked with him, and in fact, for a year, he basically worked for me.
Yes.
And we were constantly doing that. We were constantly, Dole was going to be interviewed, and we'd get with the reporter. Sidney Blumenthal was especially good at this. We'd call Sidney, and we'd say, ask Dole this and this and this, and Sidney would do it. We'd film it, and we'd have a negative ad. And Georgia was doing the same thing,
look,
except he's doing it as an anchor for ABC, not as in a debate, not as a political operative like he did when he was with me in the White House.
You have enough knowledge about George Stephanopoulos and have put together at least a debatable theory on the contraception, whereas absolutely legitimate. But you take it too far. You say now he's on the pad of the Democratic Party. You can't prove it. It's not fair.
Well, I said a paid hitman.
Paid, paid, that's money.
Yeah,
you can't say that.
ABC is paying them.
If
they don't reprimand him after that incredibly, partially partisan performance aimed at developing material for a negative ad, and in fact they promote him and they praise him, then I wonder why ABC has Stephanopoulos on the payroll, and I think
and those
making
are legitimate
points for the Democratic Party might be part of why.
Those are, and if I go back on Good Morning America anytime soon, I'll ask Stephanopoulos, but I don't think it's
George
fair
won't
to
ever
say
have
he's
me on
paid.
Good Morning America.
Well, I wouldn't. If I were him, I wouldn't either. You just accused him of taking money, and I know he didn't take money. I know he didn't, and you shouldn't have done
it.
Yeah,
he didn't get a paper envelope with 20s.
But that's what you said.
No, I said paid. He's paid by ABC.
That's different.
And ABC encourages him to do this kind of stuff.
All right.